Captain's log, sailing vessel Aequus, day 5, tangled up in kites. Seas 2 meters. It's overcast today. Wind 12.9 knots. The wind instruments are finally alive again. Currently broad reaching at 8 knots, 076 degrees, with the code 0. Total engine hours, 4. Nautical miles to destination, 1,238. We finally lost the wind. It seems our sleigh ride abruptly ran out of steam. Oh well, it was good while it lasted, and this will be a very good training exercise with the crew. How to deploy the biggest sail of them all, the asymmetrical spinnaker. The asim, as we call it, is a light wind sail that only attaches to the boat at its 3 corners, and, because of its geometry, can generate lift at much larger angles of attack than the jib. It is the perfect sail for exactly this downwind, light air situation. Or so I thought. So I enlisted young Yoni to help me set this sail. We took it out of its special bag, got it all hooked up, and were in the process of raising it up the mast when I noticed that the halyard was knotted and bunched up at the top. This was around 7 in the morning. For the next 4 hours, this boat turned into a circus, with high wire performers, acrobats, and even strongmen. Absolute fiasco. We're now motoring again, and the spinnaker is put away, ready to use again when we get over this post-traumatic spinnaker disorder. We have some very strong weather forecasted to hit us tonight around 2 a.m., so we've decided to motor, make breakfast, clean ourselves up, debrief, and reassess later. Okay, so here's what happened. So apparently, when raising a top-down furling spinnaker with a double purchase halyard, one needs to take care not to have the furler jump through the halyard loop and get tangled up on itself. It proves impossible, even with 4 guys hanging on it, to get the damn thing down. One of us had to go up. Currently, the tangled mess is hanging out around the fractional, that is, the second spreaders. That's about 75% up the mast. This boat has an 80-foot air draft, so that equates to dangling 60 feet above the water. Now, keep in mind, we're out in the open ocean. The waves are around 6 feet. We're motoring straight through them at a very slow speed just to keep the motion as unpendulum-like as possible. It turned out drawing straws was unnecessary, as Yoni said he wanted to be the one. And he proved his skill by tying a flawless climbing figure 8 in the harness Zach had brought. Kid's a legend. We fitted him with a safety lanyard so he'd be tied onto the mast and couldn't swing out wildly just in case he lost his grip. Or we took a rogue wave or something like that. As you can probably imagine, scaling a mast while out to sea is not only dangerous, but it's physically exhausting. It's all you can do just to hang on for your life, let alone trying to work on anything. But with heroic courage, our protagonist bested the dragon, freed the princess, and returned unscathed, ready to defend the kingdom yet again. Our hero. I forgot to mention that there is no extra halyard on this boat. The topping lift doesn't have a winch. The only safe way to get him up there was to drop the jib and use the jib halyard. Now, this wouldn't have been a big deal, but somehow When the jib was coming down, the furling line jumped out of the furler and got seriously tangled. That required somebody to crawl in the anchor locker. Don't we just love these under-deck furling systems? They're great. Someone needed to crawl in there and take apart the furler and get it working again. So we threw Yoni in there. Just kidding. I got in that hole and fixed that. I felt bad for the kid. I wasn't going to let him do it. We had to take the sail completely off the furler, the line completely out of the drum, and rewind the whole contraption. Finally, after all that, as we were raising the jib, we forgot to loose the sheet. That's the line that attaches to the clew of the sail. And we ended up pulling the feeder out of the furler track. Now we had to lower the entire sail again, put the little feeder up on the boat rope, reinstall it. Nothing was broken. They're actually made to do that. And then raise the sail and furl the jib. After all of this was over, I asked everyone how they felt about trying the Jenniker again. I honestly think that's the closest I've ever been to a mutinous crew. Maybe I'll try again after lunch. We sat and debriefed, and this is what we found. Ultimately, it came down to just a few things, which pretty much every crisis does. 1. That spinnaker halyard needs to be replaced, like yesterday. It's old, super stiff, and has been a problem every time we've tried to use it. I should have replaced it before we left. I considered it, but upon inspection it didn't show any signs of chafe, so I really thought we could manage with it. We did replace a bunch of lines, and I was trying to keep it as cheap as possible for James. That decision bit me in the butt. Number 2, when taking out the jib, we need to make sure we have someone on the furling line just to add a little bit of tension. Now, this is a common thing on boats, so laugh all you want, it was me that made that rookie mistake. This is how things snowball. On a side note, this is actually also why I love sailing, is because you never really master it. When you think you haven't mastered, it throws a curveball to you. Number 3, on a 60-foot boat, it is very difficult to give and receive orders to the guy on the winch when you're on the front of the boat. Voice-activated headsets would be a great investment. They call them marriage savers for a reason. Last thing, we lost the code 0 just before sunset last night. The actual sail is fine, but where it attaches to the top of the bolt rope has come undone. It's actually made to fail, like a fuse. The weak point failing before any damage is actually done to the $10,000 carbon sail. But in order to fix it, we need somewhere to spread it out, and that's just not going to happen out here. This sail, unfortunately, is being retired for the rest of this passage. The ASIM, luckily, is still in perfect condition and can be used if necessary. I very much hope it's not necessary.
Hello, my beautiful people. I just wanted to thank you guys again for watching this series and let you know that we have some major plans coming up. If you would like to be privy to these plans early and get some other benefits, some merch, stickers, first dibs on videos, please go to this link and support this channel on Patreon. Patreon is a site that allows us to do what we do. I could not do it without my patrons. And you'll be invited to my patron-only WhatsApp group where we have meetups. I mean, I'm really close to those guys. It's a really cool group. It's only $3 a month to join, and you'll be helping me make all of these videos and all of this content. If you like it, please support it. Thanks. See you next time.